Hello, hello, hello. How's it going tonight, everyone? Yeah, thank you for the follow, whoever that was. I couldn't see who that was, but much appreciated. What's up, Dinotron? How you doing tonight? Baylor, Hero J, how's it going? How's it going? Oh, thanks, D-Many. What's up, Outa? Small sideboard? Yeah. So again, this isn't a deck that I built. This is one from the Instant Deck Techs. So I'm playing it exactly as it was in the Instant Deck Tech. So we'll see how it goes. If I was building it, well, let's look at it. What's up, everyone? Esper Josh, Manamars, Ravenflock, CM Blog, everyone, thank you. Hey, DX Stream Fighter, welcome. Oh yeah, if you are here for the first time and haven't done so yet, give a follow. That would be awesome. Keeps you up to date on when we're streaming, which, as of right now, is Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Also, I was instructed, or just informed, that we have 2 MTG Goldfish playmats left from our first batch. 2 left. There's a link down below, so if you want an MTG Goldfish playmat, they're 20 bucks. So if you get one of the last 2, you'll get it soon. Oh, awesome. Thank you, DX Extreme Fighter. Yeah, so if you want to playmat soon, get it now, one of those last 2. Otherwise, it's going to be a few weeks till they restock. Is it 25 bucks? I should probably know that. Thank you. I believe so. But I believe they shipped to Canada, but I would have to double check. Awesome. I'm glad you're enjoying the decks, RTD. Yeah, so let's look at this deck. Mana base, all islands, and 1 Mikukuro. So some of the numbers are a little weird. Got the 4 Ancestrals, which seem good. Elixir, Serum Visions, 3 Gigadrouse, 3 Remands, a Jace. This is basically Jace and Elixir are pretty much our finishers. The Dictates, a Thassa, kind of a finisher. Oh, thank you, Scratched. Exhaustion is almost a time walk. In some situations, it literally is a time walk because it keeps our opponent from doing anything and they skip their turn. 2 Cryptics, which seems a little weird. I would probably want 4 of them. No, this isn't actually... What's up, Pepper? This isn't actually budget. The price is... On Magic Online, it's about 200 ticks. In paper, it's $4.65. But you have to consider a huge percentage of that is the Ancestral Vision. Ancestral Visions, this playset's 185 in paper and 62 on Magic Online. So it's like a third of the deck's price is these Ancestral Visions. Doing well, Pepper. Jake! Welcome, Jake. Elixir of Immortality is in your top 8 favorite Magic cards ever. Good to see you here, Jake. Awesome, awesome. So, Jake, I don't think I told you this, Jake. It cracked me up. I had to get Jake his some cards for Commander Clash. I was like, oh, okay. So I get the list, and it's 128 cards. It's like every single card. I was like, what, does Jake just have basic lands in his Magic Online collection? Then I realized that it was just the entire deck list, and he didn't take into consideration what was in his collection, which was fine. I just thought it was, it cracked me up, because it was like every single card in a Commander deck. Anyway, then we just have a bunch of taking extra turns cards. Part the Water Veil can be a finisher as well. Yeah, some of the numbers in this are odd. Spell Snares in the sideboard, Swan Songs in the sideboard, Vapor Snakes, Hurkyl's Recall, Hibernations, and the 4th Exhaustion. Yes, welcome, Jake. It is awesome to have you in the stream and recording Commander Clash. Great to have you back around. Anyway, we're doing a league. I know, Jake. I just thought it was funny. It was like just a massive list of cards. It doesn't make any difference. It's just as easy to borrow 128 cards as it is to borrow one, because everything's automatic. It just cracked me up. And also now I have advanced knowledge of your commander deck, and I build mine like a couple hours before we record, so I can metagame against you. So you better watch out. That's the downside of of the new system. I can build decks to kill Jake first and have even a better chance of doing it. Jake probably is the best Commander Clash player. He definitely is the best at the political aspect of stuff, that's for sure. Alright. Ooh, and they announced they're going to have competitive Modern Leagues starting. I don't know if it's this downtime, but soon. I didn't see the actual date. Magic Online. Why are you popping up over there? Hey, thanks, Kellen Blackman. Oh, awesome. Yeah, Death Cloud is awesome. It's all in good fun. Alright, U-turns in Modern League, 8 event ticks. Let's see how it goes. Just wanted to say great Adidas, y'all had on the stream today. Having a subscription-based model would be perfect for a very casual player like me who enjoys drafting but doesn't want to pay $15 to do it often, and who wants to get into standard but is intimidated by how many cards there are. Yeah, I mean, it would be perfect for someone like you. Like I said in the podcast, the problem we have is the legacy costs. Everyone that's had collections for a long time, that's got to be worked out. But I wouldn't be surprised to see a new model moving forward. We actually still have a while for Eldritch Moon. That doesn't come out till like the end of July. First off, we have Eternal Masters, which is actually coming up very soon. Yeah, it was Jake that played the mono red random deck. Have I ever found the footage of the Primal Surge deck? I have to publish that. I made, I think, 4 matches of it for this series I was going to do, and then I started doing other things and never got around to it, but I have 4 matches of it that are somewhere on YouTube already uploaded. So I just need to find them and make sure they're still functional. Probably see a lot of banned decks. I think this was from way back when like Twin was still legal. I think I made this like a few months ago. But I should be able to just find them on YouTube and publish them. The deck was super sweet. I don't know how good it was. It was more against the odds than really competitive. But when it goes off, it is insane. It still might happen eventually. But it was going to be a sort of a Deck Doctor type series where I took in... took user decks or different decks like that and tried to upgrade them or fix them. And that was when I just found on the Goldfish site someone had uploaded this, where's my overlay? Overlay, where are you? But it was going to be like a Deck Doctor type series, and I still think we might do a Deck Doctor type series because I like the idea, but we've started there's a lot of new stuff going on since I started working full time, so it's just a matter of actually getting to it. So I think it'll probably happen eventually. I just don't know how soon it'll be. Well, everything's out of order for some reason. All right, hang on. Let me fix this overlay stuff, and then we'll get going with the match. What are we playing tonight? We're playing U-turns. We are not 0-4, thank God. That was last time. 0-0. Hope springs eternal. Alright, let's see how this goes. Yeah, that is a problem. This deck isn't that fast. That's true. But I like all my series I do. What is the name of that magical goldfish? That's a good question. I actually don't know. I don't know if Richard's in the chat. Richard might know the name of it. I've never actually asked the name of the goldfish. If Richard is in the chat, he might have a name. Or maybe there is no name and we gotta run like a poll or something. Like name the goldfish. Oh, Shadows over Innistrad Commander Clash. That was pretty sweet. It would probably be Liliana or something like that. I think that was the original name of MTG Goldfish. I don't remember the whole story. But there was a story, and it had something to do with Liliana being the original name of the whole site, actually. Could probably hand over some of the Instant Deck Tech streams to someone else. That is true. What do I think of adding Westville Abbey and maybe even Craterhoof Behemoth to Thopter Polymorph? Whoo! I have not even considered that. That sounds spicy. How good it is, I'm not sure. I think we're just going to play Thassa here. I'm guessing this is Ad Nauseam, and I don't think they can really punish us too much this turn. How long until Seth, better known as Saffron Olive, becomes Seth, better known as Seth, better known as Saffron Olive? Hey, thank you for the follow, everyone. I missed some of the names, but much appreciated. If you haven't followed, do it. XX Lex something. Thank you, thank you. I don't think the fish was in the band, though. If you want the last name Olive, you had to be an Olive Drab in the etceteras. I don't know, I tried to drop the Saffron Olive thing one of the instant deck techs, and I got a million angry comments. Apparently, people like it, so I don't think I can get rid of it. I am a blue lover. Hey, thank you for the follow, Uchaba? For some reason... What is happening? City of Brass? This is Ad Nauseam, right? Jake's Pauper series is back. I think there's a new one coming out tonight, actually. It was just on hiatus while Jake was recovering. Am I going to play Mono Red Goggles today? I guess we'll see how long taking turns takes. Land? Do we want land? Probably not. Alright, let's just pass for now. Yep, Pennywise Pauper, new episode should be up tonight. And I think it's a good one. I didn't watch all the videos, but what I saw looked pretty sweet. Yes, it probably will last many turns. That is a good point. Man, our opponent's playing so many Pentad Prisms. Alright, let's dictate. Start drawing some cards. Ooh, I think we gotta keep Time Warp and hope we hit a land? Oh, Temporal Mastery. Alright, I guess we just gotta pass here. Yeah, with City of Brass, we can burn our opponent out with Gigadrouse. Gigadrouse, shuffle it back in with Elixir, tap City, they take a damage, do that 100 times. This is a band by the name of the Freak Fandango Orchestra. They are from Spain, I believe. Kind of catchy. It's hard to find music that I like and is not going to get the stream muted, the video on demands. But this is one of the ones that I like and is not going to get the stream muted. Tap down the combo mana. Yeah, instant speed. The thing is, though, if we go to tap them out, can't they just win at instant speed anyway? Ooh, Blistering Rage? Awesome. That deck is really sweet. So if I go to tap them out here, we could just lose to the combo, right? I think. But if I don't tap them out, then we lose when we try to go off. Whatever. If they combo us, they combo us. Keep the land. Alright. Angel's Grace. Are we gonna die? I have a remand. Do they have a counter? So we just die, right? Yeah, I think we just die here. Hey, thanks for the follow, Snake Eater. So I'm pretty sure we're just dead. Unfortunately. Hey, thank you, In City. Have I heard a band, the Cat Empire? I have not. Thank you, Liquid Disa, for the follow. Should I just scoop here? Because we're dead, right? Is there any reason not to scoop? This is just a mix of music that won't get the stream muted. But that was Freak Fandango Orchestra. And this is the Effed Up Beat. Those bands show up a lot in here because I like them and their music is available to use on stream. Thank you, Bodacious Panda. Bodacious X Panda. Alright, I won't scoop, but I think we're dead. They just exile the Spirit Guides, discard a bunch of lands. I guess they could go somehow, yeah. Alright, I'm gonna scoop now. There's not really any way of messing this up. They drew their entire deck. I'm pretty sure they have enough lands, unfortunately. Well, that didn't go too good. Alright. We don't even have good sideboard cards. I guess Swan Song is decent. Spell Snare hits Prism. Yeah, I don't. Hey, thank you, Dead Loser, for the follow. Yeah, I don't think gaining 5 though is gonna save us because they're gonna do like a million. This is just the first match. Howling Mine. We actually need these to win though. I don't think this deck can sideboard out Howling Mines. In all honesty. Maybe Remands? Are Remands even good? Hey, thanks for the follow, Iron Claw 111. Well, as a general rule, bands' musics are not allowed on Twitch. But if you look at different websites that have, there are bands that don't really copyright their music or allow it to be used on stream. So you just got to kind of research. There's also a Safe on Twitch playlist on Spotify. But this music isn't from there. I'm not a big fan of the music on the Twitch playlist for Spotify, personally. I think we gotta keep Dictates. We just need them to combo off. Maybe Spell Snares are silly. Yeah, let's try it like that. Yeah, it is possible they would just forget to hold control. 3 main deck packs. I mean, as far as streaming, you can play whatever you want on stream. I haven't heard of anyone getting in trouble. The problem is they mute the video on demand afterwards. Oh my lord. 6 lands, Gigadrouse. Alright. Sure. Keep the Swan Song. Well, we got a couple... yeah, it kind of does, Mr. Pipe Dream. Yeah, the idea is to keep the video on demands from getting muted so people can watch them after the fact. When I just streamed on my own channel, I just didn't care, so I just play whatever music I wanted. But then they would mute, like, I don't know, half of the playback or something. A good portion of it. Thank you, First Horseman. Thank you, everyone, for the follows. Hey, what's up, a smelly vagabond? Artifact is not one of the types on Swan Song. Alright, Mikukuro. Well, so far, so not great with this deck. I know, thank you everyone for the following. Sort of. Do we got a Swan Song for Phyrexian Unlife? Probably. Thank you, Dream Cheese. This music is similar to my style, but I like some older music. Like, trying to think. I like some 50s music, like some more underground 60s music. Holy Moldau Rounders, Velvet Underground, Mothers of Invention. And then modern music, I like Wilco, TV on the Radio, Jeffrey Lewis. I don't know, lots of just underground stuff, not the stuff you normally hear on the radio. We really need to draw cards. We are kind of in danger of just losing still. Letting our opponent draw in this matchup feels bad. We could just lose right here. Down to 1 official play, Matt. And we can't Temporal Mastery. Oh, now we die. Oh, what a horrible start for taking turns. Yikes. Well, so far, so bad. Magma? I have never listened to Magma. Yeah, we didn't take many turns at all. That was disappointing. Where's the deck boxes? I'm confused. Alright, let me update this to put in our horrible quick loss. We are officially 0-1. Wait. Wrong place. There we go. Yeah. Oh, official MTG Goldfish deck boxes. Well, we are starting off with the playmats. We are reordering CMB blog. They are definitely happening. More playmats, but what's it going to be, Richard? 2 or a month, maybe? 3 weeks to a month? Something like that. I kind of want tokens. Tokens would also be sweet, but I think tokens are hard to get made, unfortunately. Hey, thank you, Crimson Jimmy. Alright. No red black Minotaurs tonight. But man, did any of you see the not again? Should be called taking mulligans. I'm just gonna mulligan every day. Did all of you see that the Against the Odds poll this week? 1 vote. Almost 5,000 votes were cast, and Squirrels won by a single vote. You know what the odds of that are? If you weren't planning on voting in the upcoming election, if you're from the US, this week's Against the Odds poll should push you out. I don't care who you vote for, but 1 vote can matter. Against the Odds proves that. So if you think your vote doesn't matter, you're wrong. If 1 more person voted for Zada, we'd have entirely different videos this week. Zada / Silverfur Partisan was the runner-up that lost by 1 vote. Squirrels is absurd. Some of the squirrel cards. Look up Nut Collector. It's a 6-mana 1/1, and it's a rare. That's one of the best squirrel cards. Squirrels have some horrible cards. Scape Shift, eh? I guess we'll remand this. Ugh! Our Temporal Mastery game is weak. Yeah, Nut Collector is ridiculously bad. What's the history of MTG Goldfish? That's a good question. I've been at Goldfish since not this past October, but the October of 4, so like a year and a half. So I don't really know the history before that. I think it started 2013, maybe? I don't know. And it was just prices, and then we added content, or Richard decided to add content a little over a year ago, and that's when I came on. Ooh, the mono blue counterspell deck? But you don't get to take extra turns with that deck. Oh, it was 2012, Richard? I should have known that. Man, our opponent is ramping off. Come on, let's draw a land for Cryptic. Or Apart the Water Veil. Thank you for the follow, Dark Ritual Pass. Dark Ritual Pass, good name. Yeah, Richard, write a History of Goldfish article. I have the exact same list, but I'm running Thing in the Ice as a win condition. Of this taking turns list? That's interesting. Our opponent has not played a single... Well, alright, I guess we Temporal Mastery. Or get Brian David Marshall to write it, Richard. An oral history of MTG Goldfish. He's been writing some awesome oral history articles lately. Alright, we get an extra turn, which is something. But without lands, it just doesn't matter much. It helps with Ancestral Visions. Alright, more Ancestral Visions. Oh, yeah. I don't know if Wizards like the Magic Online article that much. I don't think they were too thrilled. Alright, we're going to tap down the green sources so they can't scape shift us this turn, hopefully. The problem is our opponent has so many... Our opponent has so many mana sources or lands that they would kill us even if we activated Elixir. That's the problem. That's true. Ooh. Well, we're not going to die this turn since we tapped down both green sources. Maybe this isn't even Scapeshift. Well, let's see if this resolves. I would love to draw 3 off Ancestral. Watch our opponent remand it. Oh, getting Ancestral remanded is so bad. Oh, they have Cryptic? Alright, land, please? Oh, man. The answer is more lands. There's a Valakut. Secure Tribe Elder. Land, please. One time. Alright. Problem is, if they have any sort of counter, our Cryptic isn't going to save us. All the turns are in our hand. We haven't taken a single extra turn yet, and we're in our second match. That's pretty depressing with this deck, when the whole idea is to take extra turns. Do we get an Ancestral? 2 turns. Maybe our opponent just has nothing. Never mind. Whoa. Well, they're going to float all their mana. They're going to cast a Bring to Light or Escape Shift. We're going to try to counter. They're going to counter back, and then we're going to lose. Alright, let's try it. You got the counter? I mean, I'm sure they do, but they do not. And we don't draw land. Oh, they have Bring to Light? Alright. Yeah, Ricochet Trap would be good for our opponent. Man, this is going horrible. The next Community Super League? That would be interesting. Let's see. Spell Snares, Swan Songs. Hibernation doesn't seem good. Vapor Snag. Maybe we don't need Gigadrouse? Yeah, that's true. Could have bounced the Valakut. I think wouldn't we still be dead to Escape Shift though? Or no? This deck is hard to sideboard with because it feels like we need so much of our stuff. Hey, thanks for the follow, Imsop. Yeah, if you haven't followed and you're new, take a second, do it. That would be awesome. MTG coverage. That's a question for Richard. Yeah, isn't this kind of good? I really like their music. So what do we cut here? Remand? Why do I always go towards remand when it's time to cut things? Alright, let's cut remand again. Yeah, Explorer is a very poor man's Time Walk. Luminescent Orchestra. I have not. Alright. This hand is fine. I like this hand. Oh, the old ska days. Oh, yep. When I lived in Colorado, I was friends with... Oh, what did she do? A woman that was in Five Iron Frenzy? And her boyfriend who was in a band called Black Black Ocean. Alright, suspend Ancestral, pass the turn. Maybe this deck just isn't good, though. That's the thing. Like, that's the problem. Like, we play a lot of really weird decks, and we don't always know if they're good or not. You're a 5-Iron Frenzy fan, Pepper? I used to really like 5-Iron Frenzy a while ago. I haven't listened to them in a long time, but it was cool to get to know some of them. Alright, Spell Snare. Gonna be good here. Land? Alright, Serum Vision should find us land. Let's see. Dictate on top, land on top. Island go. So we got Ancestral in 2 turns, and we're going to be able to leave up... I love this deck too, I just don't know if I can win with it. Hibernation plus Painter's Servant? That does seem silly, in a good way. I like that. Upheaval is one of my all-time favorite cards. Oh, I love Upheaval so much. We had to wait for the next round of cube drafts to start up. Because we will definitely draft some Upheaval on stream next time cube drafts come around. Alright, can we force through this Ancestral? Hopefully they try to counter it with Cryptic. That would be nice. And then we Cryptic back, and then we're kind of far ahead. Target ourselves, of course. Oh, they just let it go? Alright, let's suspend another one. Pass the turn. Ooh, Upheaval Psych Attack? Yeah, that's sweet. Yeah, Vintage Cube is the best cube. It is so good. Someone in Commander Clash needs to pay Iona plus Painter's Servant to be a jerk. I'll volunteer. Yeah, it takes a lot more work to make Upheaval good now, but I think you can still do it if you try hard enough. You just gotta be really dedicated. Dictate. What's our win con? Jace Beleren is a win con. Part the Water Veil Awaken is a win con, and Elixir of Immortality. Alright, let's see if we can start turning. I think we're gonna take an extra turn. We did it! Because we have this Spell Snare. And now, in this position, we can use Exhaustion as another take an extra turn spell, essentially, if we need to. So this is where we want to be. Land, Temporal Mastery. This is... we're finally doing it! Our opponent might quit Magic after this one. Oh, let's draw something. Part the Water Veil. We can't Awaken, but I think we just cast it. Cast Part the Water Veil. Get another turn. Our Ancestrals are going to come down. We draw 1,000,000 cards. Or actually more like 5, but... There we go. Land. Jace. Alright, this is where we're supposed to be. Take an extra turn. Each player draws a card. Ooh, there's Part the Water Veil. So let's see. 1, 2, 3. We have 6 mana floating. Let's just play Thassa. Take an extra turn with Part the Water Veil. Now we get to beat down with Thassa. Why we're scrying and taking extra turns. Don't really need the land. Alright, play a land. Draw an extra card. Attack with Thassa. Play a Temporal Mastery. Play a Dictate. Take another turn. Scry with Thassa. Swan Song to the bottom. Draw a bunch of extra cards. Draw another extra card. Serum Visions. Bottom both. Awaken Part the Water Veil. Attack with both. We did it. We did it, boys and girls. We're winning in every way possible. We're about to Ultimate Jace. Well, that went well. That was sweet. Yeah, when the deck goes off, the deck is insanely awesome. It's just a matter of getting there. I don't think this deck plays Pact of Negation, but maybe it does. Alright. Improving. We did it. We actually did it. So is anyone from MTG Goldfish living in Colorado? No. I lived in Denver a while ago, but I don't think anyone from Goldfish is currently living there. This hand is somewhat reasonable. We're going to draw our opponent. Ooh, lots of Ancestral Visions. Thank you for the follow, No Nagon, something like that. Yeah, not having to play Howling Mine is nice. I agree. Alright, Ancestral Island, go. Thank you, CMT5586, for the follow. Yeah, Ancestral Visions is insane in this deck. It's a really good new addition, that's for sure. Alright, Ancestral, ticking down, ticking down. Our opponent hasn't had any ramp, which is nice. Let's just play Mikukuro and pass the turn. You can combo off with it pretty fast on Magic Online. Alright, let's dictate. Yeah, because you get to take extra turns to charge up the Visions, it makes Visions even better. Man, we're going to draw so many cards if they can't counter our stuff. Ooh, Swan Song helps. Swan Song is very good. Alright, let's play Jace Beleren. They're going to Cryptic it. Mikukuro. Mikukuro. Counter, what, draw? Oh, I really don't want to Swan Song this. Alright, you can counter Jace. That's fine. Yeah, doing the dual commander video was pretty sweet. I'm glad we did it too. It's definitely a format I've never played before. Sphinx, hey, thank you for the follow. Oh, Lord. Glenelender Archmage? Are you serious? Actually, this will be alright if they counter Ancestral. Which, they probably have to counter Ancestral. Maybe they don't. They just let it go. Alright, we draw a card. Draw a card. Well, huh. Now what? Yeah, a lot of people told us that that was actually banned, but not till after the fact. Are there going to be any Momir Basic matchups? I'm not 100% sure. We'll see how long taking turns takes. I sometimes play pre-releases, but I do not play in paper very often. Oh, Glenelendra. What do we do here? Alright, let's just... pass? What's up, Fat Robot? Momir is definitely interesting. Pass and discard? Probably going to have to try to bounce that at the end of our opponent's turn. Do we want to suspend Ancestral? I think we need to leave up Swan Song. We'll just discard this Ancestral. Yeah, we got to get rid of that Glenelendra somehow. That's quite the sideboard card against us. Sakura Tribe Elder. Opponent goes to attacks. Alright, counter and bounce. Or bounce and draw, rather. I don't know why I said counter. Alright, opponent sacks to counter it. Do they let us draw with Ancestral? Apparently they are not going to fight over Ancestral. Alright, land. Oh my goodness. If we can get rid of this Glen Elendra without dying. Well, we're not just dead to Scape Shift, but we're sort of dead to Scape Shift. Alright, I guess we just gotta pass and discard stuff. Leave up all our counters to try to survive the Scape Shift. So pitch Serum Visions, pitch Temporal Mastery, and pitch Dictate. Thank you for the follow, ST Devenger. Oh. Well, if we time warp, they're just gonna sack Glen Elendra and counter it, and then we lose to Scape Shift for sure. What we gotta do is hope they can't combo off here. Let's see if they go for it. Sakura Tribe Elder. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's Cryptic. Bounce Glen Elendra, draw a card. Alright, they sack it. Alright, well, we got through the Glen Elendra, which is something. Draw a card. Alright, so now we time warp. Take an extra turn. I play Hearthstone a bit. Only recently. And our opponent scooped it up. We actually won. I don't know if we were guaranteed to win there, but Hearthstone is interesting to me. I do not like Hearthstone nearly as much as I like Magic. But sometimes I play Hearthstone because it's sort of relaxing, and I feel like I don't have to think as much as I do in Magic. You just kind of play things and smash into things, and that's the game. But it's not a bad game. I will say it feels a little Momir-ish to me, which sometimes drives me crazy. Like, the random elements of it are just sometimes hard to handle. When things are like, oh, deals between 1 and 10 damage. Like, come on, just do what you're supposed to do. I will say that all the graphics and stuff and sound effects, to me, that's not really a big deal. That doesn't really appeal to me that much. I know that it's way better for streaming and being an esport and all that. I definitely get that, but I don't mind the boring old plain Moto interface. There definitely are things they can do to make Moto better. That's 100% sure. But if Magic Online looked just like Hearthstone, I'm not sure I would like it anymore. Mostly Modern MTG, thank you for the follow. Oh, Lord. I have one experience with Yu-Gi-Oh! As some of you probably know, I got started in Magic, or one of my early experiences. Man, we're on the mulligan streak still. One of my early experiences with Magic was buying and selling collections, which I did for quite a while. So one time I saw this ad on Craigslist for someone selling like 5,000 Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Maybe more than that. It was a ton of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Maybe it was 20,000. I don't remember. But I looked up how much Yu-Gi-Oh cards cost, and they were selling them for below bulk prices. Like, I could have buy listed them for bulk for cheaper than they were, for more than they were selling them for. So I decided to buy them, and it was one of the worst decisions I ever made. Oh my goodness. I spent so long looking up those cards, trying to sell them. Like, I ended up making money off of them, but the amount of work I put into that, oh my goodness. It was so bad. Inquisition. I think we just remand this because we don't want to get our dictate taken here. Well, now we don't get our temporal mastery. Well, we do get a temporal mastery. Yeah, I guess we'll cast it. Might as well. Yeah, I don't know if I'd like magic cards having sounds like Hearthstone. Maybe I would. Gigadrouse. Alright, we just gotta pass. But I've never played Pokemon. My one experience is trying to sell a huge Pokemon collection and being completely miserable, and it taking a really long time. Yeah, we kind of explored, but we didn't even draw land. Alright. Get this dictate out there. They can take our Gigadrouse. Thank you for the follow, Sam Shire. Have I played the Duels game from Wizards? I did try it once, yeah. Wasn't too impressed by Duels. The thing that got me with the Yu-Gi-Oh cards is I just didn't understand, like, I can't remember the card. Is there a card called Dark Hole or something that looks kind of like Wrath of God? Thank you, Robot Cow. But there's like 20 different editions of that card. How do I know which is which? This song is Monkey Said by the Freak Fandango Orchestra. Black Hole, Dark Hole, something. Yeah, but how do you sell that? There's like a million different versions. I don't know what's what. Alright, Ancestral Island, go. Well, if we just keep drawing well, we're going to get to start taking turns next turn. Do you think the interface for Duels would be good for Moto or not? I wouldn't like it. I think they need a brand new interface that isn't Duels and also isn't exactly like Magic Online. Kalidas, alright, that doesn't really interfere with our plans. Alright, we might get to combo off this turn. So we're down to 15. Draw with Mikukuru. Do we get a land in our two draws here? There's a land and a land. Alright, so how long till this comes down? Wait. 3 turns? Alright, let's go for it. Time Warp. Pass the turn. Draw a couple cards. Ooh, another Part the Water Veil, another Dictate. So Part the Water Veil, take an extra turn. One more turn for Ancestral, I think. Ooh, Time Warp's nice. So let's just Temporal Mastery, take an extra turn. Now our Ancestral comes down, it draws us 3 more cards. Whoa, no lands? Thassa. So I think we need to, let's see. 1, 2, 3. Alright, I think we need to Serum Visions. Bottom, top. Serum Visions. Bottom, top. And then Time Warp, take an extra turn. Yeah, the gas part is good. We're gonna have to discard something here. Probably Gigadrouse? Actually, no, we might need that. Let's just pitch a Dictate. Alright, so we get to draw land. 1, 2, 3. So now we can play a Jace to start drawing more. And still take extra turns with our Time Warp. Hey, what's up, Grumpy Peach? What do you need help with? Ooh, now we're drawing some lands. There's an elixir, though. Alright, let's draw an extra card. Land. And now we might as well just awaken apart the Water Veil, I guess. Actually, no. Let's play Thassa and not awaken part the Water Veil. So we get to scry, island to the bottom. Exhaustion is helpful. Dictate is also helpful. Let's draw with Jace. Another land. Island. Part the Water Veil. Dictate. Elixir. Attack with Thassa. When this deck is going off, it is so sweet. Watching this while drafting Time Spiral. Oh, I love drafting Time Spiral. Such a sweet set to draft. Alright, we get to Scry, Island to the bottom, Ancestral. Do we want to shuffle this back in? Time Warp, Time Warp, Time Warp. Yeah, I think we do. Let's crack Elixir. Island and Island. Ay. Alright, so pump up Jace. Island. Suspend Ancestral. Attack with Thassa. Opponent blocks with Kalitas. Well, now let's just exhaustion our opponent. Play another Dictate. And pass the turn. I think we still got there. Exhaustion is pretty sweet there. I didn't Awaken because I wanted to play more card draw spells. I thought that was more important than Awakening. I was afraid we were going to fizzle. What do we think the best deck in Standard is at the moment? Green-white tokens, most likely. Yeah, we got many lands at the moment. I don't think it matters, though. We pretty much got our opponent locked down. Because we have Giga Draw, so we can tap them out again, even if we don't draw an extra turn spell. Doesn't look like our opponent's going to scoop, though. We can also Ultimate Jace. If we draw an extra turn spell, probably Ultimate Jace. Thassa. Oh, there's a Time Warp. Alright. Draw a bunch more cards. I was wondering, for your $20 would a cheap Pauper deck work? Yeah. You could make a cheap Pauper deck for that. We actually talked about using Pauper for the video, but we weren't sure enough people knew what that was, and since Standard was the most greeting binary, since Standard is the most popular format, decided to go with that one. But you definitely could do it with a Pauper deck, for sure. So get in with Thassa. We're winning all kinds of ways. Serum Visions, both to the bottom. Another Dictate. Another Time Warp. And pass. Draw a million more cards. Scry with Thassa. Temporal Mastery on top. Miracle Temporal Mastery. This does it. What a... Wow, this combo is so sweet when it works. Dictate, Temporal Mastery, Miracle it. Pump up Jace. Attack with Thassa. Time Warp. Land. Suspend Ancestral. Pass. Discard. Oh, alright. That's, sure, it doesn't matter. We're just gonna attack with Thassa here. First, we gotta draw all these cards. We have 2 extra turns in a row. Yeah, the deck would be harder to play in paper, probably. But, well, that went well. Sweet. Comboing off. Sorry, I was missing the chat. Hey, Saffron, I'm trying to build Living End for a GP at the end of the summer, but I can't afford Fulminator Mages. Is there any hope? There's not really a great substitute for Fulminator Mage. I mean, I think you can play it without Fulminator Mage, but Fulminator Mage is pretty important to the deck. So I'm not sure. I'd have to think about that one. Pauper Burn. I don't know if Jake's still around. Jake knows more about what decks are good in Pauper than I do. Can I please break Sigil of Valor? Is Sigil of Valor... Oh, okay. That doesn't seem that, that easy to break. Crumble to Dust. Yeah, Crumble to Dust is fine, but Fulminator Mage is really good in Living End because you get to reanimate it. You can destroy a land, then you get it back with Living End, destroy more lands. Avalanche Riders is a substitute. I don't think it's as good because it's so much more mana, but that is a sort of budget substitute, so that's worth looking into. What else did I miss? Devil's Goggles Unleashed without a budget. Yeah, that deck is pretty sweet. That's for sure. Have I seen the Norin Sisters deck? I have. That deck is pretty sweet. I like that one as well. Oh, I didn't even think about that. The extra turns does use up your turns when time is called. What am I, Do we have a sub option? Good question. Right now we do not officially have a sub option. What we have is, if you go down below the video, there's a link to sign up for premium on MTG Goldfish. It's about the same price as subbing, and you actually get a bunch of sweet other things for your money. So you get like collection management stuff, Super Brew. So if you want to support the stream and the site, that's the best way of doing it. And you actually get something for your money other than just the stream. So for now, that's the way to do it. Norin Sisters, Remembering Your Triggers Challenge. Indeed. Against the odds, remembering your triggers. Alright, we'll keep this. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure I'm biased, but I use Goldfish to manage my collection. Like, the collection management tools are really helpful. Before I was using Goldfish, I was like using a spreadsheet and trying to keep track of like all the values of my Moto cards, and oh my lord, it was a nightmare. But Goldfish makes it so easy and automatic, so that's something that I would use even if I wasn't part of Goldfish. Like, I'm not just saying that because I write for Goldfish. I think it's actually a legitimately good tool, so. Awesome. Thank you, Grumpy Peach. It definitely, and it does help support the site, so that's a good way of doing it. You like the Naya Heroic deck? I think we will end up playing that one way or another. You weren't using the the spreadsheet method, Voided Rose? Actually, let's just island, leave up Remand here. Saffron the Sellout? What? Oh. Oh, yep. Sellout Olive. I think if we don't play the Heroic deck for videos, I think we'll definitely play it on stream. Alright, let's Remand. Since we're going to take Remand anyway. What's up, Binary Cortex? Oh, thank you, Voided Rose. Yeah, that was so inefficient. I had my entire Moto collection by hand in a spreadsheet, and something went wrong with the spreadsheet, and I lost the whole thing. Oh, that was so bad. Hours and hours of work. And once that happened, I was like, I got to figure out a better way of doing this. And that's when I started using Goldfish, and I have never regretted it. Certain Visions. Ooh, we get another Temporal Mastery? That's super sweet. We don't have a card draw effect, though, which is going to make it hard to really, truly combo off. Like, we can keep taking turns, but we really need repeatable card draw. But let's see what we hit off this Ancestral Visions. Alright, let's play Miku Koro and just pass for now. 1, 2... We could tap some stuff. Is it even worth it? Probably not. Let's just pass. Now I get to borrow cards on Moto, which makes my life easier. They get a Scavenging Ooze. I think I'm going to save the Gigadrouse. I really want to draw with Miku Kuru. However you say it. Liliana. That's fine. Yeah, we'll start Time Warping again next turn. Most likely. I really want to find a card draw effect. Or more Time Warps. We need something, or we're just going to run out of gas. Ooh, Exhaustion is actually really solid here. Spell Snare. Alright, so I think we just Exhaustion our opponent and pass. Has anyone have a Pauper MTG deck want to one-on-one? Oh. Yeah, if you want to play Pauper, look up Grumpy Peach. Yeah, we need a Howling Mine effect. Or maybe our opponent will just draw themselves to death with Dark Confidant. That would also be sweet. Swamp. Alright, alright. I guess we just discard the land. Actually, no, let's discard Spell Snare. Now we get to draw another Gigadrouse. Island. We need a card draw. Alright, let's just Gigadrouse them. Actually, I've never seen Rocky Horror. I guess I might have to watch that. I know it's a cult classic, but I've never seen it. What do they reveal with Bob? Ooh, a Thrun? Well, that's 1, 2, 3. So we can replicate. Let's replicate 3 times. 1, 2, 3. No. Too much replicating. One, two, yeah, replicate 3 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tap down a bunch of their lands. Is it pretty amazing? Go out and see it in the theater? Alright. Alright, so tap that, tap that, tap that. And then we still get to draw with Miku Kuru. We might actually be able to kill them with Bob. Or make them spend their Liliana killing Bob. We can't really let them ultimate Liliana. So we're probably going to have to start comboing off next turn. So we'll discard the land. Watch it by yourself first and then go see it with people? Alright. That sounds like a plan. Alright, let's each draw Ancestral. Ancestral helps. So let's suspend Ancestral, Time Warp. I don't know if we can get there from here, though. Well, we are going to Time Walk them again with Gigadrouse. Land. Now we get to Time Warp and draw a land. Oh, come on, extra turn spell. Dictate. We didn't quite get there. How bad is them ultimating Liliana? Alright, let's just pass. How bad is them ultimating here? Is it really that bad? We can just tap them down with Gigadrouse again. And then they ultimate Liliana, we go down to 4 lands. I think I'm just gonna Gigadrouse. A lot of people are saying bounce Lily. Alright. Okay, okay. Everyone's saying bounce. How do I undo this? Alright, I'll bounce it. Return Liliana. Draw a card. Oh, they get a land, so they're unlikely to kill themselves with Bob. Alright, alright. I don't think that plan's bad. I was definitely torn on whether Gigadrouse or bouncing was better. Well, we just gotta win through Thrun. Alright, I think we just discard the land. Oh, thank you, PV Keldis. Ooh. Another Liliana? Alright. I guess they just... That's not all that threatening. We'll just discard Ancestral, I guess. Take 2 from Bob. I mean, I think we're still in pretty good shape here. What's up, Stu, by the way? Come on. Ooh, well, exhaustion works. Oh, and then we get Ancestral. Alright, let's just pass. We actually still could get the Bob kill. It is not impossible that we kill them with Bob. That's a Freak Fandango Orchestra. A Spanish band. Yeah, still playing green and white tokens too. Come over to Modern and play some Taking Turns. It's pretty sweet. Yes, we made them kill their own Bob with Liliana. We got there. And we have an Ancestral coming down next turn. We get to draw with Mikukuru. Hey, so many lands. Alright, come on, good Ancestral. Yeah, 4-color rights look sweet. Alright, there's a good chance we just get to win here. Unless we draw really poorly. Well, Temporal Mastery is perfect. Yeah, that was solid. So we get to Miracle Temporal Mastery. And we draw a Time Warp. And we get to draw with Mikukuru. And Serum Visions. Bottom both. Play a land. Pass the turn. Yeah, we got the win next turn, I think, with Awakening. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright. I guess we can just wait one more turn. Wait one more turn. Let's just Gigadrouse their last land. In case they have Dismember. Tap down their land. And then we'll just Awaken the Water Veil, and then we'll win next turn. Well, maybe this deck is good. It started off rough, but now we've been winning like crazy. Sweet. So we're up to 2-1 in our league now, after losing to Ad Nauseam. Yeah, I guess Dismember wouldn't have mattered there, because he would have had to pay life, and then it would have killed him anyway. That's a good point. I kind of just wanted to keep taking turns, but that feels mean to the opponent. Yeah, we cruise past Jund. Alright, let's update this. So we are 2-1 with U-turns. Yes, Infect, Burn, and Affinity seems pretty bad. Ancestral is awesome in this deck. It is so incredibly good. If I send you my budget modern list with a 43-3 record, will I give you credit for it? If I use it, I will mention that you were the person who sent me the list, sure. I mean, I can't guarantee that I'll play it. I get a lot of lists sent to me, and I kind of like building my own decks, but I do use, or at least look at the decks people send me, and I do use some of them, so yeah, if you send it to me and I end up making videos out of it, I would say that you were the person that sent it to me, yeah. Yeah, well, that was a pretty dominating win. Have I tried Fevered Visions in Modern yet? No. Yeah, Moto likes to use a lot of your CPU. That's Moto for you. Have not lost to Affinity yet. Game can be tough, but winnable, but more winnable. I mean, we do have multiple Hurkyl's recalls in our sideboard, which should help. Swerve 85. Alright. I guess this is fine. Oh, I don't know if deck list works, but this is the list we're playing. The list is, as of right now, 465 in paper and 213 online. And a good portion of that is thanks to Ancestral Visions, is like a third of the cost of the deck. What is this, like blue-white merfolk or something? I think it's probably happened before, Mr. Pipe Dream. Ghosting. Watching the stream and playing. Oh, is this like a Eldrazi Displacer? Oh. Oh, Lord. Alright, so this is some sort of ally deck. Island Goo. Why no Cam? That's a good question. I've gotten mixed feedback about Cam. Some people want it, some people say it's unnecessary, and I like our current overlay. It's not impossible that it does happen at some point, but this hasn't happened yet. Yeah, this could go poorly. We do have Gigadrouse. Kind of makes me wish we had Engulf the Shore somewhere in this deck. Whoa! Our opponent just didn't attack? Yeah, the beard is doing pretty good. Hey, thank you, Darth Pez. Yeah, if you haven't subscribed, or not subscribed, followed, go ahead and do it. That'd be awesome. Definitely appreciate the follows. Yeah, my beard game is pretty solid. I don't know about Rise from the Tides. Jeez, that is a lot of Blade Masters. But then how would you see Peacekeeper? Yeah, I'm sure the overlay will change and develop as we keep streaming. And it's possible that the Cam thing happens at some point. So I don't think it's definitely not going to happen, but that just hasn't happened yet. Are we just going to die? Well, we probably just got a Gigadrouse here. Thank you for the follow, Binary Cortex. Alright. They have another one? Oh, so many allies. Thank you, Scumbag Barber. Yeah, I think we just gotta tap down the Blade Masters, or else we just lose, actually. So, replicate twice. Jake was in the chat earlier. He is doing well. There's a new Playing Pauper coming out tonight. He's home, recovering, and definitely doing better. I don't know if he's still in the chat, but he was here earlier, so. Alright, tap down the Blade Masters. Still, I think we're too slow, because we're probably still just going to die next turn. Thank you, Adder. Yeah, that's definitely awesome news about Jake. Yeah, that is true, and we don't even have Ancestral. Being on the draw definitely hurts in this matchup. 6, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and that does it. Ay, yeah, apparently aggro is a whole nother story. Cryptic would have helped. We don't have a lot of good ways of dealing with creatures. That's true, we can definitely win through a ton of life. I guess we can bring in another Exhaustion, maybe? Vapor Snag? Vapor Snag doesn't seem great. The sideboard. I don't know about the sideboard. I wish there was Engulf the Shore. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Ensnaring Bridge in the sideboard would be solid. Alright, we'll bring in Snags. Get rid of Remands. And... that's true. Maybe we'll just leave, we'll stay with the same. We'll stay with the same amount of exhaustions. Alright, we get to play first. Well, we got a Serum Visions. Yeah, doesn't Engulf the Shore seem good in the sideboard, at least in this deck? I like Engulf the Shore. Alright, Island to the bottom, Serum Visions on top. Pass the turn. Well, I think the Ensnaring Bridge, yeah, that's true. Ensnaring Bridge wouldn't work. We need, because we have so many cards in hand. Worship and a creature, that would work. Alright, well, we got a Dictate coming. We'll see if we're fast enough. We might be. We might be fast enough. See what our opponent has this turn. Ooh, Shackles. Yeah, Shackles could be good. Sideboard out all the turns cards. Wait, are you my opponent, Bioshocker? Alright, Battle Slinger by itself isn't that threatening. It is a good card, though. Basically the ally Bushwhacker. Yeah, I definitely would consider adding Engulf the Shore to this deck. Like I said, we're playing the actual list from the Instant Deck text. The one that, I think this top 32 in SCG Open, actually. So it actually performed well in a big tournament, not just a some weird small tournament. So it must be decent. Is this Evangel? Yup. Four-color ally beatdown. The problem with Evangel is it can fizzle our Gigadrouse with the help of Aether Vial. The good news is we get to dictate. Oh, Fevered Visions could be sweet as well. Yep. So dictate. Start drawing extra cards. Ooh, Exhaustion. Exhaustion is helpful. So let's land Ancestral Visions, Exhaustion. Is Tron good for us or bad for us? Ooh, Crush? Yeah, Crush could be sweet. Opponent is going to put in a Core Blade Whirl. Sure. Alright. Let's see. We could use, if we can draw a Time Warp, we could be in good shape. Yeah, Giga Drow seems good against Tron. Really want a Time Warp here. I think that would be our best draw. Another Exhaustion would be okay. Are they gonna violin something? Thank you for the follow, Jake and Dexter. Hey Seth, do you know any budget lists that beat Coco effectively? Ugh. Not really. Not just if you are really interested in beating Coco, I would say look towards running some main deck Hallowed Moonlights potentially. Well, we get another Exhaustion. That's kind of keeping us alive. That Thalia is actually pretty problematic. Because now even if we draw land, we still can't... we still can't start taking extra turns. Now we need to draw like a land and a Time Warp. Yeah, the Mono Red Devils deck, if you're playing against decks like Bant Company that are just clogging up the ground, it is pretty good in those matchups. Alright, what do we draw? Ancestrals down to 2. Land and... Oh, if it was the other direction and we got Temporal Mastery. Oh, it was in the wrong order. Alright, land. What do we do? Yeah, it was disappointing. Alright. I guess their only real play is to pass and hope we can Giga Drouse, which seems unlikely. We need them to not be able to Vial in an ally. So I think we go for it. If they can Vial in an ally, we lose. Because they can give everything pro blue. Yep. That does it. Oy. Close. Close, close. Yeah, the blue-green flash deck is definitely interesting. Alright, back to 2 and 2. Oh, man. We had a shot there. Well, let's go to round 5. Let's update this record. 2-2. Hey, thank you for the follow. Metsa Hunty? Matassa Hunty? Something like that. Yeah, we couldn't take the turns because of that Thalia. Have I played Nahiri Emrakul Esper Control? I have not, but that sounds pretty fun. Any way of cheating Emrakul into play is pretty fun. Alright, thank you, Ginger. See you around. I will try to get back to Yana at some point. Gotta figure out why there's black in that list. Sideboard cards? Thoughtseize is in the sideboard, maybe? Marty! How's it going? Thank you for the follow, Ginger, on the way out the door. Nahiri Esper. Hand from above. Hey, hey. Are you ready for the Card Hoarder Pauper Tournament, Hand from Above? That's starting tomorrow, right? Oh, cool, Colo. Yeah, they could be playing Healer. Well, I'm glad you like it, Colo. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. You can also email me, saffronolive at Outlook, at mtggoldfish.com. Outlook was an old one. Alright, well, you gotta remand in a Mikukuru. Shadowborn Apostle way of cheating Emrakul. Yeah. Oh, good, Marty. Glad to hear it. Card organization, eh? That's fun. I always like sorting cards. Like, it gets old after a while, but... Where did the name Saffron Olive come from? Alright. I think I tell this story almost every stream, but the name... Saffron, there was an old Vietnam vet neighbor of mine who apparently didn't like calling me Seth, so he started calling me Saffron, and it stuck. Pretty soon all my friends started calling me Saffron, so that just kind of became my nickname that everyone called me. And then I was in a band called Olive Drab and the Etcetras, and one of the gimmicks was that everyone's last name was Olive, so Saffron Olive. And that was my Reddit name when I first joined Reddit, and that's how Richard from MTG Goldfish first got in touch with me, was through Reddit. And in the early days of Goldfish, it was kind of tied to Reddit to some extent. And the idea was to give people better tools to use for writing and so forth. So I kept my Reddit name and was Saffron Olive on Goldfish, and everyone started knowing me by that, so it just kind of stuck. Yeah, we do need a... That's a good idea. I think I do say that every stream. I made an image of it once and posted it on Twitter. I'll have to see if I can find the image and somehow link it to the stream. What instrument did I play? Well, in Olive Drab and the Etcetras, I played primarily keyboard, but also guitar. So yeah, I kind of split between keyboard and guitar. In other bands, I have been mostly a guitar player. Also sing in a couple of bands. I don't really play music as much as I used to. I mean, I still play music, but I don't play in bands as much as I used to. This is probably Grixis Delver, I would assume. Yeah, I have to look into the MTG bot thing. I'm not a big Guns N' Roses fan. But, yes, I could play it if I wanted to. Alright, let's just dictate. If they want to counter it, they can counter it. My singing is not as exciting as you might be imagining. I actually don't think I'm a very good singer. But I'll do it. Well, let's just Serum Vision. Oh, put these horrible lands to the bottom. And then we might as well just Exhaustion here, I think. Why not? I'm an old man. I am 32 years old at this point. Old, old, old. Play Freebird? Oh, I'm gonna have to sing on stream now? I don't know about that. Maybe someday. Ooh, Thassa? Yeah, I think I'm gonna Thassa over Dictate and leave up Remand. Grandpa Olive. Do I play music professionally? Oh, you make me feel better, Hand from Above. So I'm not the old man. Where will Nahiri settle in price? I guess it depends on what happens in the older formats. Is she actually going to become a staple? Or is she just going to kind of fade away? Oh, am I professional in Magic? No, I've never even tried to play Magic professionally. I don't really go to paper tournaments very often. So I've never really even tried. And I don't know. I don't know if I know I'm not as good as the greatest players in the world. I think I'm a very good player, but I do a lot of boneheaded things at times by not paying attention and stuff like that. But we'll see. I don't know. It would be interesting to try to go pro, but that's true. I think my profession right now of making janky decks is probably more stable and reliable than being a Magic player. I actually am a decent limited player. I'm always surprised when I look at like my rating and stuff. My limited play actually is pretty solid. So that's cool. I really enjoy limited as well. I might stream limited tomorrow. Now that we're doing now that we're doing 3 streams a week, I might just do 1 limited stream a week. What was that question? If you qualified for a pro tour on Magic Online, would I try to go pro? Yeah, I mean, I think I would. I think I probably would. Traveling all around the country every weekend for GPs doesn't really appeal to me that much. So I don't know. So I think yes, I would probably try, but I would probably depend on my pro tour results. Revisit the Tibalt against the odds deck? Ooh. Could do that. Well, thank you, Colo. I appreciate the vote of confidence. Oh, I would definitely go to a pro tour. As far as, like, trying to qualify and, like, go all the time, I'm not sure. The grind of it does not really appeal to me. I would go to the pro tour, and if I put up a good finish, I would probably try to get on the train, but I can't imagine me going to GPs every weekend. I wish the budget brews didn't spike. That's definitely not the goal. Well, I guess I'm just gonna dictate here, so he can't take it. I might play against the odds deck. I would probably play Mono Blue Brains. Yeah, if it was standard. Well, of course it would be standard since there's no Modern Pro Tour anymore. Do I know if Goldfish has a team? What do you mean, Grumpy Peach? Like that works for the site, or a team as far as I'm not 100% sure what you mean. Like a Magic team? Like the metagame gurus? I don't, I live in the middle of nowhere in upstate New York. So, driving distance GPs for me is like 6 hours one way. We do not have a pro team. So there's not really easy driving distance. Alright, they take the remand. Ooh, and then Inquisition. Well, we might as well tap down the steam vent, since they're going to take it anyway. I guess we can try to combo off here. There might be GPs in Buffalo sometimes. Ooh, Hoogland built a Gifts Ungiven Gitrog deck? That does look pretty sweet. Or, I haven't seen it, but that sounds very sweet. Maybe we'll have to build a pro team. Yeah, definitely not the easiest place to go places from. So we might just try to combo off here. Might not be that wise, but we could also just dictate an attack with Thassa. We're not drawing. Well, we're gonna try it. Let's part the water veil. We have a draw and we have a scry from Thassa, so it's not that unreasonable that we could combo off. Ooh, well, that's a Temporal Mastery. That helps a ton. Temporal Mastery probably means we win this game, actually, because that lets us play another Dictate and Temporal Mastery. Yeah, that's big game. We get to play the island, play a Dictate, start attacking with Thassa, draw with Mikukuru. Yep, another part the Water Whale. That should do it. Untap, Scry, Time Warp, sure. Draw some cards. Time Warp. Another Dictate. Attack with Thassa. I've been to Millennium before. There's a PPTQ this Saturday. Well, maybe I'll go qualify for the Pro Tour real quick. Draw, draw, draw. Well, land, awaken, part the Water Veil. Yes, this is Saffron Olive. On Twitch, MTG Goldfish is Saffron Olive. It doesn't really matter. We're gonna win right here anyway. So we'll just draw a bunch more cards. Sweet. Well, this deck seems very matchup dependent. In its good matchups, it seems almost unbeatable. But in its bad matchups, ooh, kind of rough. You're going to be competing Hand from Above? Man, I haven't played much Standard lately. Probably, maybe I will play Mono Blue Brains. Alright, we're up against Delver here. Swan Songs? Spell Snares? Probably want Spell Snares for certain. Saffron Olive, probably better known as Saffron Olive. Jimmels? Jimmels? Saffron, Brian Kibler, Olive. My name keeps getting longer by the minute. Any veteran modern Burn players in the stream? I'm looking for tips. Well, Grumpy Peach. Burn is my most hated archetype in all of Magic. Well, Boggles is close to Burn, but it is near the top. But my advice would be to draw lots of lightning bolts and throw them at your opponent's face. Show up at Millennium and sign Brain in the Jars for cash. Yeah, this deck probably isn't fun for our opponents, but there's a theory that fun is zero sum in Magic. So any amount of fun you're having, you're taking away from your opponent. I don't remember who said that. It might have been Paul Rietzel. I just need to buy a big stack of Brain in the Jars and sign them and send them to people who want them. Do it as a giveaway. I actually, if you want a Crucible of the Spirit Dragon signed by Saffron Olive, I think I still have about 45 of them around. Yeah, let's mulligan that. Have you ever considered Arjun the Shifting Flame or other Commander 15 alt commanders for Commander Clash? I haven't thought about it too much, but I will recommend that when we have our next Commander Clash meeting and try to recommend that. That does sound cool, the alt commanders. That is a lot of the reason why I hate Burn, because it beats, not only does it beat the like brews and the budget decks I play, but it beats the decks I like to play competitively too, which are control decks and slower decks. So I hate Burn because I lose to it. Plus, I guess the one time I actually did play Burn for videos, it wasn't that bad. Like, it's kind of nice to play a match that only lasts 5 minutes and then be able to go take a break. So there's definitely an appeal to Burn. And I think the other reason I don't like it is it seems simple. Like, I think Burn is one of the easier decks to play passively, but it is one of the hardest decks to play optimally. If you want to learn Burn, watch Patrick Sullivan play Burn. Look up some of his matches playing Burn, and do what he does, because Patrick Sullivan, very good at Burn. Also good at commentary. Man, I miss having Patrick Sullivan doing commentary on SCG every weekend. So good. Let's see. Certain Visions Dictate. Yeah, I'll keep both of them. Well, I will have to do a dictate, or a dictate. I'll have to do a giveaway of signed cards. I will try to set that up and do a signed card giveaway. I have a ton of random cards around, so maybe I can just do, like, hey, you get a sweet signed, like, random bulk rare by me and send them to you. So I will try to set that up. I don't know how soon it'll happen, but I will try to make this happen. This is live, Kosog. Kostrog. I don't think Burn is going to be... What do you even ban from Burn? I don't even know. How do you ban Burn? I guess you could ban, like, Lava Spike or something? Sign Devil's Playground? I'll have to look through and see what cards I have. Ooh, Tutelages? Well, it's got to be a cheap card. I don't want to spend a lot of money buying the cards. Actually, I guess I could do it like an artist, and if you wanted me to sign a card, you could just, like, send me the card, and then I could send it back to you, if you wanted me to sign something else. Sign Black Lotuses all around. Yeah, I don't think you can ban Bolt, though, because you need Bolt for other decks. Certain Visions. I think if you wanted to ban something from Burn, I think you could ban Lava Spike. That would be my pick. Take away a 3 damage burn spell. Doesn't hurt other decks. I think that's the way to go if you wanted to ban it. Do I want Thassa? No? Probably not. Well, maybe. Yeah, how long till our Ancestrals come down? 2 turns and 3 turns? Alright, let's bottom Thassa, top Island. Yeah, ban Mountain. That would definitely hurt Burn. You don't really want to play Burn, Paulie. Alright. Our opponent passes. Our Ancestrals keep counting down. Mikukuru, pass. Now I think we get to dictate, and if our opponent counters dictate, then they might not be able to counter our Ancestral, so we still win either way. They might have to just let dictate go and then counter Ancestral, because dictate helps them draw out of their mana troubles. Never mind. They're going to counter-skull the dictate. Maybe they don't realize that we're going to Ancestral here. Or maybe they have another counter spell. But if they counter, then we can Exhaustion to tap them out and get the second Ancestral. What about Zoo? Hey, thank you, Leviticus. Yeah, if you haven't followed, that would be awesome. This is, what is this? Freak Fandango Orchestra Mundu Cannibal? Something like that. Thank you, Kosrag. No banning Island. They're gonna surgical our dictates. Alright, that does cut down on our draw, which is kind of annoying. Makes it harder to combo off without dictate. We need a lot of mana to be able to Mikukuru every turn. Or get our Jace down, I guess. Thank you, Mirkin. Much appreciate the follow. Zoo is interesting. I like Zoo. If I was going to play a deck, I would play Zoo before I played Burn. But neither, I don't know. Like, the decks I enjoy playing are slow and grindy or combo-y. Shadow, thank you for the follow. Alright, do we actually resolve this Ancestral? I hope so. Come on. No counter. Yes. That's sweet. And then we get to suspend an Ancestral, play an Island, and just Exhaustion our opponent. Pass the turn. Thank you for the follow. I missed the name, but I appreciate it. I do like making people miserable. What's my limited rating? I don't know right this second. Last time I looked, it was about 1850 on Magic Online. It usually floats somewhere between, I don't know, mid 1800s, 1820 to 1860. I don't know if I've ever hit 1900. If I hit 1900, I did during cube drafting. For some reason, I'm usually very good at cube. I think it's because in cube, you can just pick the most broken cards all the time, which is what I want to do anyway, and it actually works in cube. Is our opponent going to counter our Ancestral? Yeah, Lantern is a good way to make people miserable. That's true. Island. Well, let's suspend Ancestral, play an Island, and Time Warp. Would be nice to hit a Temporal Mastery. What do I think of Jeskai Control in Standard? It seems pretty good. I played a Jeskai Control-ish deck for Against the Odds for Startled Awake, and it seemed pretty solid. So I was impressed. Alright, let's Temporal Mastery. Pass the turn. Ancestrals, counting down. Extra turn? Well, let's Mikukuru. I feel like we are drawing a lot of lands. Favorite thing about playing Burn is when they attack with Goblin Guide and Flippy feed the clan. Jason Mind Sculptor or Mana Drain? Ooh. Depends on if you already have the Upheaval. If you already have the Upheaval, Mana Drain. If not, then, well, maybe still Mana Drain. Yeah, the question is, are they just going to counter our visions a million times? Which could happen. We have, like, mono lands, of course. If we resolve one of these, I think all of a sudden we're like winning. Ancestral. Come on, just let us draw 3. Yeah, I made a point of making sure all the lands matched. Counter Squall. Alright, let's draw. Oh, so many matching lands. Oh my god. Alright, we've drawn a ton of lands in a row. Ooh. Now modern players. So many lands. Well, we got another Ancestral for next turn, which will probably get countered again. We're running out of card draw, and we aren't hitting any take an extra turn spells. Yeah, Worth. Why do you keep giving our opponent Counter Squalls, Worth? Yeah, we're going to be hard casting Emrakul soon. Oh, Lord. Snapcaster, the Counter Squall. We're also just going to die to Counter Squalls. If I draw another land here. Modern or Commander Man land deck? I've thought about it, but I haven't done it. That's something that I would like to do at some point. Serum Visions. Oh, there's a Spell Snare. That would have been good a few turns ago. It's Randy's fault, Stu. Yeah, it's that's what Reddit says. Jeez. That was I didn't realize how much people on Reddit apparently are not fans of Randy. Alright, getting hit for 2. Alright, Time Warp. Spell Snare? Thank you for the follow, someone whose name I just missed. Oh. I am not familiar with that, Stu. I will have to look into the Facebook of Magic. Oh, Logic Knot? What is this deck? This has been an annoying match. Gleemax. Oh, I've heard of Gleemax. Well, we're probably dead. This deck is very odd. It is just all counter spells. Well, we're most likely dead to a lightning bolt here. Alright, down to 3 from the snaps. Stitch in Time? Yep. Oh my god, so many lands. Alright, opponent goes with Click. What are the chances of enemy fetches being reprinted in Eternal Masters? I think they that the chances... Oh my god! Mono Island deck. I think the chances are fairly low. I expect that it would be more likely that they showed up in a standard legal set eventually. Although I'm a little worried that you win almost every coin flip. I don't think that's possible. Although I'm a little worried that Wizards is going to misunderstand what happened with the fetch lands and the Battle for Zendikar lands and not print them again. The fetch lands are not a problem in Standard. Like, yeah, shuffling's annoying or whatever, but they aren't breaking Standard. The problem is the combination of fetch lands and fetchable dual lands. So I hope that they don't freak out like they are doing with modern reprints and being like, oh, we printed Thoughtseize and that was so bad. Like, yeah, Thoughtseize wasn't great for Standard, sure, but that doesn't mean that you can't just reprint. You cannot reprint any modern staples. Fetch lands aren't that. I don't think that's true, Stu. I disagree. The format leading up to Battle for Zendikar looked fairly normal with fetch lands. It looked a lot like this Standard. 2-color decks, some 3-color decks. It looked like a normal Standard format. It was the combination of fetch lands and fetchable duels that made the end of Khan's block really crazy. Alright, Bioshocker. They take our Spell Snare, unfortunately. Land? Alright, well, there's a land. Pass the turn. Or fetches broke Jace VP, I guess would be the other way of looking at it. Because Jace isn't nearly as good now. Alright, let's just pass. Oh, shuffling. Yeah, the fetches are what made Jace so insane. Alright, our opponent's going to get the first draw, but at least we resolve this dictate. Thank you for the follow, Chalk Kick. Well, and that's... But it wasn't like it was at the end, Jim. It looked like a normal Standard. And part of that is because Khans was a wedge set. So there were a lot of 3-color decks. That's true. But that was intentional. But that Standard, people were playing 8 fetch lands in those decks. Sometimes 4 fetch lands in those decks. Then after Battle for Zendikar came out, people were playing 14 fetch lands in every deck. Like, that's what made everything so crazy. What are my thoughts on Puka Trade? Well, geez. It can be a good way to get cards if you need them, but it's disappointing that they haven't been able to deliver on a lot of their promises. I guess that's my thoughts on Puka Trade. We'll see what happens. Inflation, despite what they say, the way they're handling the Puka points is an issue. And I don't know about the long-term stability because of that. I've tried it a little bit, but it just takes too much time and effort for me to get what I want, so I don't really use it. I think the actual idea is solid, but I'm not sure the implementation. Oh, there was supposed to be a lot of things with Puka Trade. Implementation of like Magic Online, so you could trade digital to paper and paper to digital. I don't remember the other things that were... They did a Kickstarter and raised a bunch of money to add these features. Like, I don't remember how much they raised, $60,000, $100,000, some huge amount of money. Maybe it was more than that even. And that was a long time ago, and it just never happened. At least to date, and they haven't given a solid time frame on when it will happen. I do flick my digital cards. Have you thought about adding a subscription to your personal Twitch, or is that too conflicting with the new Goldfish stream? Well, at this point, I don't really stream hardly at all on my personal Twitch. Like, a huge majority of the streaming I do is on the Goldfish stream. Actually, since I've started streaming 3 times a week on the Goldfish stream, I don't think I've streamed at all on my personal Twitch. And the way Twitch works is to actually be able to get subs, you need to be a partner with Twitch, which means you need to stream a certain number of times a week, have a certain amount of viewers, and so forth. And I just don't stream on that channel often enough at this point to make that a real possibility. I saw you, Stu. I was there for a minute. Hey, Addy Palooza. Welcome from the US. Thank you for swinging by. Thanks for the follow, Fuzzy Cardigan. I flick my virtual cards. I have tried to stop flicking my virtual cards because it bothers viewers. So I've made a conscious effort to not do it as often. But if I'm not thinking, I flick my virtual cards all the time, yeah. Sorry, Stu. I was working. I was recording matches with Legacy Squirrels. I kid you not. Alright. Alright, I'm just gonna tap down our opponent's stuff. Thanks for the follow, Diet Legend. Oh, they're talking about this guitar when I just kind of absentmindedly rearrange the cards in my hand. You see paper players do it as well, but think the extra turn would have been better. I was thinking I need to awaken this. That I need to be able to awaken it to actually win the game. Howdy, GP Toronto. Did I use a new token doubler for SOI from Squirrels? I did not. The problem is it's in Legacy, which makes it kind of challenging. The stuff you can play in Legacy is pretty limited. Guitar Weeps, thank you for the follow. I'm good at flicking. What can I say? What's our opponent doing here? Oh. Are they going to blow up our dictate? Hopefully not. What about Cryptolith Right for Squirrels? There was some, yeah, I really wanted Earthcraft. That was a card I really wanted, but it is banned in Legacy, unfortunately. So we had to kind of build our own Earthcraft. I'm not going to give away the ending, but... Ooh, Kolaghan's Command. Target player discards a card. Kolaghan... Alright. Well, I think we win now. That was... I don't know about Kolaghan's Command there. 2 damage and us discard a card? And that means they don't get to use Engineered Explosives? That's fine. Videos for Against the Odds are tomorrow night. Yeah, I can't believe our opponent did that. They should have probably just Engineered Explosives. That was one of the worst Kolaghan's Commands I've ever seen. Question is, do we want to shuffle in Elixir? We have 2 extra turn spells exiled. There's 1 in our graveyard in Ancestral. The Exhaustion is actually good here. I would want the Exhaustion. So we're getting back 2 cards we want. But there's also a land and a Spell Snare. Yeah, so Earthcraft is just a 2-card combo with Squirrel's Nest. Like, if you have both on the battlefield, you make infinite squirrels. Well, that worked. Shuffled in the Time Warp, drew it, and got the Ancestral Visions. Well, let's suspend Ancestral. I think we just win here. Like, there's a decent chance we just win here. Time Warp. There was an extra turn card in there. Elixir, Thassa. Alright, Island. So I want to awaken... Alright, that's not Summoning Sick, right? Okay. Half the time I accidentally awaken Summoning Sick lands, but I guess it doesn't matter. Because it has haste anyway. But with, like, Koth, good lord, when I was playing Free Win Red, so often I would end up hitting Summoning Sick lands, and it was a disaster. Oh, Island, Mikukuru. Alright, 1, 2... Let's see, if we draw an extra turn spell, we win. Cryptic does not just win us the game. Let's just play Elixir, pass, leave up Cryptic, and Spell Snare. Ooh, Paradox Haze, yeah. Was my math bad there, Stu? Well, it's probably because I didn't actually do the math. I was just like, seems right. Maze 33. Thank you for the follow. A single Emrakul. Are they going to double bolt our land? What vids did you watch? Yeah, Earthcraft's pretty good. I mean, they just printed Cryptolith, right? Pretty much the same thing. Alright, let's just Spell Snare, Snapcaster. We probably win right here, actually. You don't really want to Cryptic the first bolt. If you want to Cryptic the second bolt, if you're gonna Cryptic it. I don't even know if I care if they kill our land. If we can, like, make sure it stays alive and win next turn, that's fine. But I don't care that much about the Awakened land. Because we can just win with Thassa. What's up, Infinity 3? Thanks, Toxic, for the follow. Yeah, Koth is pretty sweet. Ulcer Fuel? Well, I guess we just Cryptic, because we're... Actually, yeah, let that resolve. Actually, just pay? What's happening? I'm so confused. They want us to pay, and then they have a bolt in hand? Alright. I'll play your game. Or did they just punt? Did they think they Did they think they exiled enough? Or do they have the bolt? My logic wasn't really knotted. Their logic was knotted. Oh, I guess I can't follow you two because I already have. I would have followed you if I hadn't already. Someone follow. Oh man, I guess that was just a punt. They could have exiled another card. Well, all right. Well, we went 3 and 2. Not bad. We looked really good in some matchups. Absolutely crushed people in some matchups. In other matchups, we looked kind of bad, but so Seth, given your card habits, are you destined to become a Flicker Wisp? Yeah, probably. All right, I'll do a game with Momir Brains. Well, let's see what the queues say. Is anyone in? All right, there's someone in a Momir queue. Since someone's in a Momir queue, we will finish off with a Momir tonight. And then don't forget we're back tomorrow at 4 as well. I'm not going to draft tonight. I might draft tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're streaming at 4 Eastern. So, alright, let's do some Momir Jank to close it off. See how it goes. I'm not going to put up a overlay for Momir. I didn't realize there were so many Momir fans out there. So if you don't know Momir, it's a fan where you have this Momir Vig Simic Visionary avatar. Start at 24 life, pay X, discard a card, you get a token of a random creature with the converted mana cost of X. You can only do it once each turn and only as a sorcery. So it is a very random format. You never know what's going to happen. Yeah, you can post your deck list link. There is tonight, in like 2 or 3 hours, Jake's Pauper video will be going up. The latest playing Pauper. And then tomorrow is Against the Odds Legacy Squirrels. You can do it once each turn. So only once each turn, and you got to discard a card. So the basic idea is, whoa, our opponent's making a 1-drop on the play? They get a Miro Wit Snipper. When entering the draw, we'll start playing creatures on turn 2. Thank you for the follow, whoever it was that I just missed. Jake as well. He has Pauper videos coming out tonight, and we recorded a Commander Clash, so he's doing well. There's actually, the follow, whoever it was that I just missed. Jake as well. He has Pauper videos coming out tonight, and we recorded a Commander Clash, so he's doing well. There's actually, I did a intro to Momir video. If you've never played Momir before, yeah, that's a link to the intro to Momir video if you don't know the format at all. It's pretty sweet. I'm hoping to do more. We have a really sweet plan for Momir content in the future, and I'm really hoping it works out. I don't know how soon it'll start, but if we can pull it off, it's gonna be sweet. It's such a cheap format. You pay $10, you get the whole deck. Man, our opponent, oh man, if I lose to this opponent, I'm gonna be on tilt. Oh, that is my pet peeve in Momir, is losing to people that start playing things on turn 1, and then they hit like Baneslayer on 5, Wormcoil on 6, and then you lose anyway to someone who is just obviously not playing well. Geez, I don't think I'm gonna update the deck list. It is all basic. It is all basic lands. Momir isn't very good for the overlay. My face is on my Twitter and different things like that. So no, it's just one hard-working brewer. Our opponent probably shouldn't have played this forest. Now we get to forest walk. Whenever you cast a spirit or arcane spell, reveal the top 3 cards of your library. Put all land cards reveal that way into your hand. The rest on the bottom. All right, that's not really relevant because everything's a token. Ooh, an island walker. Now play an island. Yep, 2 ducks in a man costume, or 3 little kids in an overcoat, trying to get into a bar or something. Yeah, we'll just take it. Yep, very, very good Bioshocker. Mana Skimmer's annoying. That takes one of our land drops. Alright, let's pitch this Plains. Harsh Deceiver. Look at the top card of your library for 1. Reveal it. If it's a land, it gets +1/+1. Activate it only once each turn. Alright, not great. Okay, so in Momir, you want to get up. This is a Mirage Forest. I love Mirage basics. They're some of my favorite basic lands. You want to get up to making 8 drops, and since you have to discard a card every turn to make a creature, if you want to get up to making 8 drops, you got to skip a couple drops along the way. So if you're on the play, you have to skip 2 different drops. If you're on the draw, you have to skip 3 different drops. The decklist overlay is a MTG Goldfish tool that Richard developed. Yeah, Kamigawa craps up everything. You ever played Kamigawa Limited? Oh no. Well, the ability isn't relevant because the whole deck is lands, but still, our opponent's hitting a lot of evasive creatures. And we're down a mana, thanks to that mana skimmer. Not looking good. Oh. Oh, man. That's almost Phage. Inverter of Truth is very close to Phage. Oh, no. Oh. Well, I guess we gotta win in the next 4 turns. That's a 4-mana Phage. Richard, yeah, Richard does all the programming stuff. I don't know if he's here at the moment, but... Yep, we're gonna lose to the person that's playing 1-drops. Oh, see? See? And then they get paid off by hitting Arcana Revenant, so they get to 8 drops anyway. So is there even anything we can hit here that can make us win? Down to 3 cards. Alright, so let's play a forest. I don't even know what we hit here. Ooh. Well, Royal Elemental is something. Well, let's get attacking. It does have flying, but our opponent has flyers, so I don't think we actually win. Elesh Norn could do it. Yep. Royal Elemental actually isn't bad. Thanks for the follow, Infinity 3? Yep, our opponent got paid off for playing suboptimally. Well, this is only game 1 of our match, so there's going to be another game of Momir anyway. You have Hexproof, another huge flyer. We do get to steal an opposing creature. We might be able to do it. It's not impossible, because we're going to start stealing their stuff. Royal is actually a bomb. If we hadn't hit Inverter, Royal is insane. Yeah, I mean, our opponent, yeah, they should have had a swamp. Well, the thing is, like, in this format, in Momir, like, there's a lot of randomness involved. So by only going up to 6 drops, you get a ton of variance because there's so many 6 drops, and you're more likely to get a Craw Worm than you are to get a good one, like a Wormcoil Engine or a Royal Elemental. If you go up to 8 drops, you control that variance. So there is like an actual strategy to Momir. But alright, let's see. Play the forest. Royal Elemental steals, I guess, this Spirit. So now we have Hexproof. Alright, let's hit a Phage just for the rub-ins. 7 mana, discard the island. Ooh. Well, Iridescent Angel's not bad. We might we might actually win, depending on what our opponent hits this coming turn. Or watch us lose because I didn't attack with the monkey for one turn. What's up, Lopkip? How you doing tonight? Could we? We'd have 8, 9, 10, 11. So if we stole the Revenant next turn, we could make a 12 drop, which would, let's see, Blightsteel would be the best one. Alright, our opponent's going to block, down to 14. We have 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, well, if they don't hit a flyer here, we still win. Yeah, I live in the middle of nowhere in upstate New York, SJC. Alright. If you would draw a card, look at the top 3 cards in your library, put one of those in your hand. That's pretty bad in Momir, since you only got lands. Well, actually, we, amazingly enough, we hit it Inverter of Truth. Our opponent had multiple flyers, and we still won. So, that... Oh, I would have made a 3 if I had thought of it earlier. And wow, all right. Ooh, stir fry, eh? Sounds like a good dinner. Well, maybe we're gonna go on top in Momir too. 3-2 in the league and win in Momir. What's wrong with this stream? I have never hit Inverter in Truth before, and I never imagined winning with Inverter of Truth. Would it be rude of me to link our opponent the intro to Momir video so they can learn why they shouldn't make 1-drops? Would that come across as condescending and rude? I'm only trying to help out. Oh, thank you, Chris Cardy. I'm glad you appreciate the site. This guy's 1-dropping and 2-dropping. I'm not... Making a 1-drop is against everything I believe in. I can't do it. You know me. I definitely trust the heart of the cards, but not enough to make a 1-drop. Minamo Sightbender. Pay X, tap it. Target creature with power X or less can't be blocked this turn. Battlefield Medic. Prevent the next X damage that would be dealt to target creature this turn, where X is the number of clerics on the battlefield. And Jorga Warcaller, a key piece to the 61 card no sideboard elf deck from yesterday's instant deck tech. I'm joking. I'm not really gonna do it. They can make 1-drops if they want to. None of my business. Come to think of it, that actually carries over in Constructed. I'm not a big fan of decks that make 1-drops. As long as it's not your turn, tap creatures you control have hexproof. Alright. There's actually... I gotta do the math. I almost think your odds of hitting a mana creature are better at 2. But I would have to do the math on that. Oh man. Orcish Lumberjack. That sounds pretty good. Sacking lands is rough, but still. Mana creatures are so good in this format. I think I got Richard to play me on the stream, one of our first streams, and he hit Palladium Mirror, and Palladium Mirror is pretty good. Jumps you to 6 mana on turn 4. Someday I need to update my basic lands in this deck. Pitch an Island. Brigid, Hero of Kinsbale. First strike deals 2 damage to each attacking or blocking creature target player controls. I kind of like the sounds of that. Monster and Sounds can't attack unless you control more lands than defending player. Can't block unless you control more lands than defending player. Well, that actually is fine. They're always going to have more lands than us. Oh, Vorinclex is game winning. You can't beat a Vorinclex in this format. That's one of the reasons why you want to go up to 8 mana. Yeah, I need to update the lands in this.
the lands are pretty mismatched right now. There's a lot of old ones, but then there's like random BFZ lands in it. Ugh, another one. So I need to go through some time and fix that. Alright, what's the best 5-drop here? Thragtusk would be fine. Spore Mound. Someday I want to make a Spore Mound combo deck for Constructed. What's the card? There's an enchantment that goes infinite with this. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you make a 1/1 green sapling creature token. Life and Limb? Is that the card that you can go infinite with that? Yeah, Phage is bad. Leveler is pretty bad. Inverter of Truth is on the list. I think Leveler is worse than Inverter because it literally just exiles your entire library. And then some of the 8-drops that die, or what's the 8-mana 1/1? I can't think of the name right now. I'm totally blanking on it. There must be another. Yeah, so that goes infinite, right? So whenever you play a land, you get a Saproling, which is also a land, which triggers Spore Mound again. So you create just a never-ending loop, and will create Saproling tokens until Magic Online crashes. Scornful Egotist, thank you. I know the name of that card too, I just could not think of it at the moment. Well, we get to start making 1/1s. The deck display is a MTG Goldfish tool. Right now it's just for the stream and the videos, so it's not for public use at this point. But I think it's possible it becomes public at some point. 4/5 Flying Prowess. Well, at least we can block this monster sound. Deathbringer Thactor. Whenever a creature dies, you may put a counter on it. +1/+1 counter. Remove the +1/+1 counter. Deals a damage to target creature or player. Alright. Sure. I think it does 2 damage to each attacking or blocking creature. Yeah, you can pay 0 mana if you want to. You still gotta discard a card, but... Oh, alright. Yeah, you're right. Oh, man. Oh, man. Blowout time. Alright, I understand now. This has first strike and it deals damage. I guess I should have read the card. Yep, good call. Thank you, whoever pointed that out. I've never played with Bridget before. Oh, see, now we get blown out. Chat. Chat. You're ruining it for me, chat. No. We're doing fine not blocking. Oh, now we're blown out. That's alright. You can play Waste as well. Waste counts as... I have seen people play Waste. I don't think that many people do. You were right, though. I should have been blocking, but I guess I should be reading Battlefield Medic as well. So I think you actually were telling me the right thing to do. I just didn't think through the whole situation, so... Still, good call. No Phage. No Phage. No Phage? They're gonna kill our flyer, alright. Gets a counter. Oh man. Yeah, Displacer is insane. That just kills anything. Oh lord. Titanium Golem. Kills our token, gets another counter. Man, that Deathbringer Thactor is actually pretty good. Actually, you might have to just stay on defense, come to think of it. Yeah. Yeah, that Deathbringer Thoctor, I didn't realize how strong that was. Yeah, and Bane is bad. Probably gonna have to exile. Jeez, we're just like pretty dead here. How did our opponent get to making 7 drops? So he can deal 3 damage. Oh yeah, we did a league with the Taking Turns deck. Ended up 3-2. Blew out people with our good matchups. Got blown out in our bad matchups, essentially. Alright. Jeez. Alright, exile, exile. Block, block. Oh my god. The Battlefield Medic. Oh, it's the second time. I forgot about it. This is Momir Basic. A very random format. Modestly Modern MTG. Thank you for hanging out. Definitely appreciate it. DJ, thank you for the follow. Alright, game 3. Can we win? We get to play first. Yeah, that medic. Yep, that was definitely a punt. Gotta read the cards. Our opponent's back on the 1-drop plan. Probably should have made our opponent play first. Festering Newt. Watch them hit Bogbrew Witch. Alright, make a 2-drop. We get a... Ooh, Ash Zealot? I guess that's not bad for a 2-drop. You can play Momir for free, or you can play it in tournaments, which give you prizes and you cost ticks. So either way, your choice. And it's actually really cheap to buy into. The Momir avatar itself is 10 tickets, and then the rest of the deck is all basic lands, so... Thanks for the follow, Saxophone. Alright, I think we just skip our 3-drop, play defense. Yeah, that was a punt. Yeah. There's definitely variance involved. Dakthos is not very good, because everything's a land. Alright, we get to make a 4-drop. Ash Zealot is holding down the ground. Zynga, awesome! Thanks for... Oh. Crap. Alright, well, we get it with Timbermare. Thanks for coming and hanging out all the way from Brazil. Oh, you get in for 5. And thank you for the follow. Well, so Timbermare gets in damage, but it also taps everything, lets our opponent hit us, and dies to its echo cost. Thank you, Get In, for the follow. Alright, Dakthos does nothing. Hitting creatures that die is pretty bad. Don't really want creatures that just die. And our opponent gets Changeling Berserker. Good thing they played this post-combat. Could have dealt a lot of damage. But instead, they played it post-combat, so it's not that good. Yup. Timbermare. Ugh. I guess it's not a bad green ball lightning, but it does die. Alright, we need a decent hit here. Doesn't have to be absurd, but just something that can at least trade with Changeling Berserker. Well, I guess Petulant Soul Eater technically can trade with Changeling Berserker, so score. Opponent for their 5-drop gets a 3/3 flyer that can look at face-down creatures. It's evasive. If we never hit a flyer, it'll kill us. That's true. There is an actual green ball lightning. You're right. Alright, let's get a Wormcoil Engine. Wormcoil Engine's pretty solid. Alright, well, Tangle Spider blocks the even Soul Gazer, so we're keeping pace. Yeah, no. Is it Groundbreaker? What's the 0/8? Some Force of Savagery? Oh. Alright, that regenerates. Alright, well, we're gonna trade, sure. They don't get their creature back because everything's a token. Swamp. Discard the forest, 7-drop. Ooh, attacking creatures you control have lifelink. And it's a 5/7 flyer? I like that. Seems like that can win the race for us if our opponent doesn't hit big flyers. Kemba's Legion, not a big flyer. Alright, I think we're in good shape. And we're to the all-important 8-drop. Thanks for the follow, Sir Giggles. I think we're getting there. Ooh, and another big flyer. Well, let's start the attacking. Lifelink. Yep. Bird EDH, eh? Should make a Virals against odds with Force of Savagery. Ooh. Yeah, and Circling Vulture? Circling Vulture is my favorite Virals card. It's a 1-mana 3/2 flyer that its ability is literally just discard this card. You can discard it whenever you want. I think it's from like Visions or something crazy and old. Alright, well, we're definitely attacking. Our opponent didn't play anything? Do they have an activated ability I'm missing? I guess they're going to look at some face-down creatures? Yeah, Death Shadow's a good one. Phyrexian, what's it called? The 1-mana 13/13. Opponent's going to block. I don't know why our opponent did skip their drop there. I think we are also going to skip our drop because we don't want to hit something that bounces all of our creatures. Avatar of Woe is removal, so I don't think that's actually bad. Avatar of Woe is actually pretty good. And I think we got there. Sweet. Oh, man. Hey, thanks, Honk. Well, everyone, yes, Dreadnought. Thank you, Ham. Everyone, this is a last call for following if you haven't already. Make sure to check the site tonight. Got a Playing Pauper coming out with Jake tomorrow. We have another stream, 4 Eastern, so make sure to check that out. Might play Limited tomorrow, but I'm not 100% sure. Also, Against the Odds tomorrow night, and then Thursday stream, so lots of cool stuff coming up over the next couple days. But anyway, thanks everyone for watching. Tomorrow at 4 is the next stream. Much appreciated. Have a good night, and I will talk to you soon.